Hey everyone, welcome to Connected by Games.
Today, we're going over a list of top 10 games.
Quickly before we begin, if any of you are looking to build up your game collection, we wanted to celebrate the start of this community by doing a game giveaway. We will give away one game of your choosing from our top 10 list. We will go over how to enter at the end of the video.
And then for a question of the day, comment below what is your favorite game. If there are any games that we don't have, we might just have to go out and buy it. While you're down there, please like and subscribe to support us in this channel. Alright, let's get started.
Coming in at game number 10 is Pandemic. Naturally, we had to start with Pandemic. So this is a game where you and your friends take on different roles as part of the CDC and work as a team to try to stop a deadly disease from spreading.
Sounds a little familiar, huh?
It is a difficult to win cooperative game that builds friendships instead of some games that tend to break some friendships.
Yeah, the original game is 2 to 4 players, so even if it's just you and one other person living at home here, you can still play this game.
Yeah, and there are actually a lot of expansions for this as well.
Yeah, so the original game is fully cooperative, but the one we have right here is Pandemic on the Brink. This is where there's one bad guy and the rest of the people are good, trying to beat the bad guy. And the other version that we have is Pandemic Legacy, which is like a story mode, and you play through the game one time, but it's actually a lot of fun.
Okay, so honestly, Pandemic is one of the first games that got me into liking board games. So, as you get to know me, some of you already may know me, I get a little bit competitive, and I don't really like to lose. I mean, nobody likes to lose, but I especially hate losing to him. Like, a lot. So for those of you that don't know us, you'll kind of figure that out as we go through this. So if you are like me in that sense, this is a great starting game for you.
Yeah, so you either win this game together, or more often than not, you lose together. But in the end, this is a great bonding experience because you did it together and not against each other. Alright, next up on the list, we got Codenames. Codenames is a 2v2 player word game.
But you are able to play with more people as well.
Yeah, and so how this game works is there's going to be a 5x5 grid, and there's going to be a spy master, and there could be multiple guessers depending on how many players you're playing with.
Yeah, so as the spy master, you have to give a one-word clue that leads your partner or partners to specific cards on the board.
But you have to be careful though, because you don't want to lead your partner to your opponent's words, or even worse yet, the assassin. Be the first to have all your words guessed to win the game.
Codenames is a fun, creative thinking, word association type game.
It's really the best when you can think of a clue that relates 3 or 4 words together and you feel really accomplished.
Yeah, definitely. So for one, we really like this game because, I mean, you'll look at our list below and there's a lot of word association games on there.
And second, it's also a game that's really good for almost any size group. So it's a really fun party game as well.
Definitely. Coming in at number 8 is WEREWORDS. WEREWORDS is a fun game. It mixes Mafia, if you've played that before, and 20 questions. And then before we even play this game, you do need to go to the App Store and download the WEREWORDS app. It's totally free, but you will need to do that before you play.
Yeah, in this game, just like Mafia, there's a couple of different roles that people take on. There's the werewolf, there's townspeople, the seer, and the mayor. In this game, the mayor has a magic word that only he or she knows, as well as the werewolf and the seer. And as a group, the townspeople don't know anything.
Yeah, they don't know anything. They don't know who the werewolf is or the seer. They just know that they're trying to get to that magic word.
And the townspeople will then ask the mayor yes or no questions, guiding them to that magic word.
Yeah, and at the same time, the seer is trying to ask guiding questions to help out the townspeople. The seer wants the townspeople to win. And then the werewolf is trying to ask maybe not so relevant questions to try to get the townspeople on the wrong track.
But both of them are still trying to stay hidden, so the seer doesn't want to get caught, and the werewolf doesn't want to get caught either.
Very true, very true.
We really like this game because this is a game where when you open it up, it only really takes about 10 minutes to play. but when you open up to play, you're gonna play it round after round after round.
Yeah, you're gonna want each person to be the mayor, to be a seer, to be the werewolf, and you're gonna be playing for a while. Another reason why I like this game though is it is another word association game, which you know that we love. Also, it's a pretty cheap game too, so that doesn't hurt either. Okay, so coming in number 7 is Hive Mind. Hive Mind is a word association game, so like I said, we really like those, but this is the last one on our top 10 list, I promise. So Hive Mind is a game where you want to be like-minded with the people that you're playing with. You want to look for the most common answer to a question to score the points. So if you played categories before, it's like reversed. You want to find the most common answer that people are going to put.
Yeah, so how this works is there's going to be a question card, and it's going to read something like, what are 3 sports that use a ball? Then each player writes down those 3 sports that they think of. And so go ahead, think of 3 sports, and let's go ahead and compare those with what we wrote before we start the video.
Yes.
Right, so Kelly's going to read this off right here.
Yeah, I'm going to start off here because we'll pretend that I was the one that read off this card, that I read out to the whole group of what are 3 sports that use the ball. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start. My first one that I had was basketball. So if anybody in the room had the word basketball anywhere on their list, we're going to raise our hand. So there are 2 hands raised. So basketball is going to score 2 points. So I'm just going to put a number 2 next to it so I can count my points after. My second one I had was tennis. I thought Aaron was going to put that because we both play tennis and you want to think like-minded with the people that you're playing with. So we get 2 points for that one as well. And then lastly, football.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I should have put football.
He literally loves everything football. He likes to play football outside. He likes to watch football. Fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know why. I put soccer instead.
So even though Aaron stupidly didn't put football, I still get a point for writing something down. So in total, I scored 2, 4, 5 points for the round. And then when you're playing with a big group of people, you don't want to be the lowest score or the second lowest score type of a thing.
Yeah, and then because if you are the low score, you're going to be slowly moving out of this beehive, and you're the first one out of the beehive, you're the only loser of the game.
Yeah. So we really like this game because yes, it is a word association game, and we do really like those games, but also this game you can play with as many people as you want. There is no limit for how many people can play this game. So you can play with 10 players, 20 players. Just know that the more players you add, the longer the game is going to take. But you're going to see some fun, different answers from different age generations.
Yeah, going off of that, this game is great for different ages as well, so it's a great family game. So you can play with younger siblings, older adults, any group really, and you'll get a bunch of crazy answers. And if you're like me, I feel like I think very similarly to other people. I'm creative. So this is a great game for me that lets me shine. Alright, and at game number 6, we got GIZMOS. GIZMOS is an awesome 4-player game where you're buying little parts of a machine, a contraption, and with these cards, it all ties together and it gets you a more efficient machine.
Yeah, and the more efficient machine that you have, the more likely that you're gonna win.
Yeah, and this is an engine building game where you're trying to buy all these cards that have synergy and work together. It's a fun game for those engineer-minded people out there.
Coming in at game number 5 is AZUL. AZUL is another 4-player game where you're grabbing beautiful tiles with different patterns. You're putting these tiles together to decorate a wall to try to get the most points possible.
And we really love AZUL because it's one of those games that everyone loves.
Literally everybody.
From board game lovers to those who are new to board games. And that's because this is a really easy game to learn with a deeper strategy that even we haven't found out yet. You probably need to play this game a couple more times. But if you're looking for a game to introduce a person to board games, this is the one. Alright, at number 4, we got Splendor. Splendor is a game where you're a merchant and you're collecting these gems to build an empire to acquire glory and prestige.
You're going to be choosing tokens, building developments, and getting noticed by nobles.
We really love this game because it has a really quick setup, play through, and put away. All in all, it takes about 30 minutes to play.
Yeah, it is also very easy to learn. I remember the first time I played it, I was playing with 3 other players that knew really what they were doing. I had never played before. I was a little overwhelmed at first because I was thinking, oh my gosh, they all know how to play. I don't. It's going to be so hard. But after a round, I knew what I was doing. It's very easy to learn.
And then with that being said, this game is a great gateway game to not only new board game players, but new to that engine building style of game. Because this is an engine building game similar to GIZMOS. So if you're looking to expand into those types of games, Splendor is a great way to start.
For sure. Alright, coming in game number 3 is Settlers of Catan. This is a game where you are exploring the Isle of Catan.
In doing so, you're going to be putting down settlements, you're going to be building roads, you're going to be eventually building cities, and buying some development cards along the way.
You're going to be trading and competing to be the first to get 10 victory points.
This is probably the game that we play the most often. And we really like this game because it has a great mix of luck and skill.
Yeah.
Skill being you need to know where to place your settlements, and luck because there's dice rolling, right? Each number has a probability of being rolled, and we're both math teachers. We just taught a unit on what are the chances of each number being rolled.
Yeah, another reason why we like this is that there are so many strategies for this game. There's not one specific strategy that you need to follow. If someone tells you a strategy, you can just disregard it. You can come up with your own strategy. There's so many ways to just make it your own, make up your own strategy, figure out what our better strategy is. It's so interesting to try to figure it out.
It's very open to interpret the way you want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then finally, you can also tabletop. Unlike other games, you can say what you have in your hand, you can expose other people's strategies. You can also try to convince others not to go against you. That's probably my favorite thing to do.
He does that a lot.
And then you can also, another thing I wouldn't suggest too much, maybe lie about what you have in your hand. I don't know. You can really say whatever you want. But really be careful because this game destroys friendships. Alright, at number 2, we got the unique choice of our exit games. This may not be actual board games, but this is one of our favorite types of games. This is a game where you and your friends are stuck in a room and you have to solve a series of clues and riddles to escape places like the Pharaoh's tomb or the Polar Station.
Yeah, so just reading off of the Polar Station here, you are a member of a large research team in the Arctic. Suddenly the evacuation alarm goes off. You run to the door, but it has already been locked automatically. You discover that a neighboring laboratory has been destroyed. As you ponder what happened, you find a notebook and you realize that there is very little time left to escape.
And these are like the escape rooms that you can go to in real life, but in form of cards, which makes it a much cheaper price.
Yeah, so we like these games because although it's only a one-time buy, it is so worth it. You get to destroy cards, you get to write on cards, you get to cut things, you get to fold things. The clues are just so creative and they're so fun.
Yeah, and we also love these games because there's so many different levels, ranging from level 1 to level 5, so like novice level to expert level. And there's also so many different scenarios as well. You can see like these are the 3 that we still have yet to play. And all these right here, we have already played, already beat. And we kept all these pamphlets right here, and on the back side you can keep track of who you played with, how long it took you, what was your favorite clue, and a bunch of different things there. And it also tells you your score based on that time and how many clues you used. So this is why the exit game comes in at number 2.
Alright, the moment you've all been waiting for, our number 1 game is Castles of Burgundy. This is a game where we are princes of Burgundy and we roll dice and collect structures to build our kingdom with buildings, ships, pastures, and castles.
Yeah, we really love this game because there's so many moving pieces. There's so many ways to earn points, so that means there's a lot of options that you can go. This allows for many different strategies to build that best kingdom.
Each player's mat is different, so depending on the luck of the draw, you have to adapt to your strategy.
Yeah, and we also love this game because it is really new to us as well. And with all those moving parts, you feel like there's so many strategies that can still be found, and we will try to discover those strategies that work best for us. And that's a wrap on our top 10 games. If any of these games sound interesting to you and you want to buy any of these games, we put a link down below in our description. We're also going to be posting how to play videos, playthroughs, tips and tricks of each of these games as well. And now, Kelly's going to go over the details on how you can win a free game of your choice on our top 10 list.
Okay, so to enter our giveaway, you need to follow us on Instagram, @ConnectedByGames, and our name is in the description as well. You're going to like the photo with all 10 games, and I'm going to make it clear which photo you need to like, and then take at least 2 friends in separate comments. If you want to take more than 2 friends, you're going to receive an additional entry per friend that you tag. We're going to be drawing on Friday, June 5th at 4 p.m. So be sure to like and subscribe because we're going to let you know on Monday who the winner is. Thanks for watching, and we are Connected by Games.